Folks, this is Lux Darkbloom, your librarian, and I'm back to walk you through another assignment for LGBTQ studies. This one is an AI power analysis, meaning that you'll actually get to use AI to fill out this assignment and reflect a little bit on your experience of using it and how accurate it was. So, I've already completed this assignment, and I gotta give you all credit in advance. It's a little bit, it's not the most exciting assignment, but it can be fun because we very first want you to choose a piece of media that you're interested in, that you like, and that you're familiar with. And we're going to use this as a way to explore AI. So for this assignment example, I chose Bridgerton because I've seen the show. And now we're going to get to question 2. What is my research question? For the purpose of this assignment, my question is going to have to do with Bridgerton, gender roles, and masculinity. And then question 2B, how does it connect to themes or concepts discussed in this class? I've got my examples here, so things like social construct, social norms, and now we get into the AI piece. So under A, I want you to identify which AI tool you're going to be using for this assignment. There are no wrong answers. You can use any at all. These others, this list is certainly not comprehensive. So I've chosen ChatGPT. And what prompt did I put into AI to guide my analysis? So let's take a look. I'm just going to copy and paste this for real into ChatGPT. Tell me about gender roles / masculinity in the show Bridgerton. Dang, look at that. Lots of information about the topic. So I actually really like to use AI as a way to explore topics, kind of how I do with Wikipedia, where I get a big, broad, very general entry-level kind of overview on a topic. It also helps me to create outlines. You can even see from this, I could easily write about this topic using prompts like traditional masculinity, emotional vulnerability, all of these things in bold. So this is interesting. Read through whatever the AI gives you, and from there, you will answer the next question. You're going to evaluate the AI-generated content, which means we do want you to read through all of the stuff that you got back in response to the prompt you entered and analyze it a little bit and tell us, is it accurate? How did you find out? So I read through it. I made sure it was in agreement with my interpretation of the show, my memory of it, and then I checked other sources to make sure it was accurate. The next question, how can I refine my analysis? For this, we want you to think about other keywords that you might search. So rather than gender roles, for this search, I could look at gender inequalities, for example. And it's going to respond with the previous question that I just entered in mind. So it's through that lens. Well, it should have. Tell me, let's reframe, about gender inequalities in Bridgerton. All right. There we go. That's more like it. The previous prompt was much more general. And not through the lens of Bridgerton. So we've got some info here. I'm going to look at question 4B. How did my results change? They definitely changed. This info is quite different, looking at stuff like marriage market, dowries, different expectations around gender that are probably not super egalitarian. And then we get things like agency, autonomy, intersectionality. So quite different from our initial search all the way up here, where they're going much more general, broader kind of answer there. So, yes, my results did change in terms of like the detail around the characters, talking about relationships, and using those as ways to explain gender inequalities. And for my analysis, you're going to provide an example of how you would analyze a specific scene or an element of the media that you chose. So for me, I just picked a character. You can read through this if you'd like, but I wanted to show you very briefly what we kind of expect here. Something along these lines. Like, I'm not doing any real deep thinking here, but I've got some answers. Which theories or concepts from class support my analysis? So these are specific to my analysis. Yours will be different. And now comes the different part, the truly different part of the assignment. This is where we're going to have you engage with a couple of sources that are talking about AI and power dynamics. So you can use podcasts, videos. I used a TikTok, one or two sources. You can do whatever you'd like there. Identify which source you used. I've got an example here below where I watched a TikTok from The Daily Show that was talking about how Donald Trump had used AI to create these fake images of himself posing with people who were supposed to be his supporters, and they're black. And as we know, gosh, there's a lot I could say about that. I'm not going to, though. But, ooh, terrible. So that's what I put as my answer. I've got the next question here about what are some key points from this source, so this one right here, that are related to power imbalances, confirmation bias, and personal privilege that stand out for you. So for me, I found that through this example here that misinformation is a form of power that leverages confirmation bias to influence the way we make decisions as voters. And the last question is, how can these takeaways inform my future research and analysis? Again, these will be very personal answers, so specific to you. You don't have to in any way reflect what I'm saying here. But for me, for this assignment and this specific example, it reminds me to be a little bit wary of any information that I find online, truly in print too. It doesn't really matter if it's physical or electronic. Always, always be skeptical and make sure through the use of cross-referencing, looking at other sources of information to confirm that what you're getting out of AI is accurate. So that's about it for this assignment. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. If you get stuck on a question and you're like, Lux, I don't know what you want from me here, please send me an email, or you can stop by my office. If you would like to email me, reach out via lux.darkbloom@utah.edu. You could also give me a call, or you could drop by my office. But I usually like to get a little bit of notice in advance if you're going to stop by, so I can make sure that I'm here for you. Whatever works for you, in-person, electronic meetings, I'm here for you for not just this assignment or this class, but for all of your college research related needs. So if you have questions, I'm here. Talk to you soon.